Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Blitz Hockey right here on Rogers Dufferin Caledon, Channel 63. Once again, Zachary Freeman, Jerry Gould, happy to bring you all the action between the Orangeville Blitz as they take on the Tillsonburg Thunder tonight. And Jerry, we've got a humdinger of a game tonight. Tillsonburg, a very talented team coming into the ballroom.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be as easy as one might think. Orangeville's ready for this, and we've seen this before with this team. They can take on the Giants and slay them quite easily. So I think what Orangeville has to do is watch their penalty minutes and their turnovers. Tillsonburg they're leading almost with penalty minutes, so Orangeville needs to draw a few.
Absolutely. Second in the league in penalty minutes are the Tillsonburg Thunder. Orangeville actually trending more towards the bottom of the league. It's the second of two meetings between these two teams. First meeting came in Tillsonburg a little while back. Tillsonburg taking that victory easily, 9-4. Tillsonburg making the finals last season against the Stratford Fighting Irish, eventually went on to lose against them. But we talked about juggernauts and teams that would come into Orangeville expecting a win. The Stratford Fighting Irish thought the same the last time they were here just over a month ago. Yeah,
we broadcast that game, and it was probably one of the most exciting games we ever watched. I mean, two Orangeville players, each getting hat tricks. The most unique goals we've ever seen, rolling down the goalie's back. They had a short bench, and they just stayed on top of on Strathroy, and they came out on top.
For the Blitz, it was a loss their last meeting last weekend against the Elora Rocks. It might have been a little bit better than the 12-3 result from their first meeting this season. However, it pulled at the heartstrings that much more as the 4-3 loss came with the game-winning goal coming by Chad Heron of the Elora Rocks with 9 seconds left on the clock. Chad Heron was just named Washel First Star of the Week. But as the players take the ice for the warm-up, Tillsonburg brings a very talented team that is tops the Washel and tops in the power rankings going into Week 10. They're led, of course, by Jamie McQueen, who's 9th in the Washel with 22 points on the season, 8 goals and 14 assists. That's just one of the many players they're going to have to lock up tonight.
Yes, and tonight we got Joshua Murray. Miller. He's going to be standing out there. He's a great leader on the ice, and he's team captain on the bench, and we got to keep an eye on him. He is going to get the job done tonight.
All right, well, we've got plenty of more pregame action and more. After the break, Jerry's going to have a chat with James Herr, who's the president of the Orangeville Girls Hockey Association and the Orangeville Tigers. All that and more, including Game Time, coming up right here on Rogers Dufferin Caledon 63.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the Grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Knits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the Grads.
Were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
My dad was a railway porter. It was just about the only job a black man could get. But he had big plans for us. Music would be our ticket out of poverty. I knew we couldn't afford that piano, so I practiced twice as hard.
Nice, Daisy. Okay, Oscar, let's hear it.
Turns out, I wasn't half bad. Then I found jazz, or it found me. It wasn't all easy, though. I faced a lot of hate, but I found my stage. They call me the man with 4 hands. Well, I don't know about that, but let's see how far this ticket takes me.
From Montreal to Carnegie Hall and far beyond, Oscar Peterson became one of the most recorded and celebrated jazz musicians of all time.
I'm Tina Avery, inviting you to tune in weekly to Dufferin Life, a fun, entertaining lifestyle show highlighting local organizations, people, and events in your community, right here on Rogers TV.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Girls League in Orangeville. So, James, you know, Orangeville has always been known as a hockey town, a lacrosse town, and recently, all over the town, you can see Orangeville Tiger jersey and shirts. And how long have you been involved with this amazing team?
I've been around the Tigers for about a decade now. My oldest is U15 now, and I coached her from when she was about 4 years old. So. Been with the Tigers for a while and volunteering just like everyone else in the organization. So, yeah, it's been great.
Very good. And what is the age limit for a Tiger? Like, they come in at what age?
So our fundamental program is our first program, so 4- and 5-year-olds, and then our Tigers graduate once they head out of their 3rd year of U18. So
U18, but I heard you were talking about there's also a senior Tiger League.
One of our fastest growing segments is the senior women's rec league. They play Friday nights here at Alder, and it's a fantastic league. We've got 7 teams this year, looking for 8 next year, hopefully.
You know, it's funny. I've been to a couple of those games, and they are exceptional hockey players. You know, for most men, I think we'd be intimidated being on the ice with them.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So coming up shortly, I know with the Orangeville Tigers, there's always been Big Sweetheart Tournament. And from what I understand, this year is the 44th tournament, a year of this tournament.
Yes, it is. So we're welcoming between 85 and 90 teams to Orangeville the end of January, so the last weekend in January, and it's always a super busy weekend here in town. So
yeah, I've been to that tournament a few times as mostly as a spectator. My daughter was more into the figure skating than she was in the hockey, but a lot of my son's friends are part of the Orangeville Tigers. So Orangeville also has a pretty predominant women's or girls lacrosse team. Do you find a lot of crossover there?
We do. I coach right now a competitive U15 team, and several of my girls are crossover athletes. So it's fantastic to see that they're able to kind of hone in their skills on in hockey as well as in lacrosse.
So with the girls' teams, do they have ambitions of making it to the Olympics and or to maybe scholarships someday?
I think so. I think the fact that we're seeing this professional women's hockey league in Canada now and throughout North America, and the fact that we've hosted a professional women's game here in Orangeville and a few years ago, and just being able to see that representation and knowing that is possible for them.
So the league is growing in leaps and bounds. I mean, you know, in your time with the league, have you seen a significant growth?
I was mentioning that we host what we call the First Shift program. It's a program that's sponsored by Bauer and the NHLPA Association. It's run across the country, but we've really seen growth in our house league as well as into our competitive programs based on all of these girls who are joining up. They pay a small fee, they get ice time for 6 weeks, and it's been fantastic. It's really bolstered our programs.
Yeah, and it's a great league to watch. I mean, it's very competitive. And, you know, everyone thinks of the girls not being as competitive, but they're every bit as competitive, if not more, than the boys sometimes.
Exactly. We always sort of talk about the physicality in boys hockey, but I would suggest you come out and watch some girls games and you'll see just as much physicality.
Oh, you sure will. And it's always been a pleasure to watch. What do you think is the biggest influence in current professional hockey to some of these girls?
I just think the fact that we're able to see these games. I know that a lot of my girls are excited to be able to go down to Toronto and see a game shortly and be able to sort of see that, you know, we're getting a lot of media attention and they're garnering that. So
yeah, and there's some very outspoken females that we see, like Katie Wittenhauser and a few others, that are just speaking to the girls and bringing them up through the league. And I just think the future for girls hockey is here now, and it's going to only get better.
I agree.
Yes. Well, it was a real pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing many games around town. So
thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Treaty in Cree is Naskomitoin, an oral agreement. And our agreements were always spoken. For George Spence, the core of treaty was Wichihioin, to help one another.
And so we, the commissioners...
He was there for the making of Treaty 9, where the Cree were told...
We will honor this agreement together, for as long as the sun shines and the waters flow.
The Cree made their mark because they were assured that the land would be shared, and they would always be able to harvest what they needed. George Spence was my great-grandfather. In his life, he saw many promises of the treaty go unfulfilled.
Treaties were essential to the creation of Canada. First Nations still fight for the agreements to be honored.
I'm here. Score 40. Score 50. Come on. That's it?
There's a new member of the 60-goal club.
David Pastrnak.
60 on the season. The game breakers are out.
Feels like you can score from anywhere. Top shelf. Love side. Wrap around. Breakaway.
Only great goal scorers make plays like that.
One-timer.
Here. The timer score!
Sportsnet. Here for hockey.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
I'm Murray Latham, head coach of the Orangeville Blitz. Well, this was an opportunity that was presented to me by ownership and the general manager, Tim Wilson, to build a franchise, number one, but to also construct a senior men's team that is competitive yet new club to the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. And certainly the challenge has been there for us this year. and we are certainly enjoying the opportunity. Well, this turned out to be a great challenge, working with young men, and I enjoy the camaraderie between the players. Plus, there still is the opportunity to develop. There's the opportunity to coach, and that really was the main focal point of accepting the job. At this level, the philosophy has been we want to develop a franchise, number one, through our ownership group. Number two, we want to create an environment where players who have played, and they've played some very high-level hockey at some point in their lives, still want to play a competitive level. There's also a teaching aspect that continues to go on, and with the diversity of player that we have, plus the ranging age group, that gives me the opportunity to do some teaching, but also it's a leadership aspect that we go through, and we've had pretty good success at this point. Well, at this point, we're still putting together our systems. We're still trying to find the right combination, but the one thing that our team still has and continues to demonstrate is the spirit. We're energized every night. We've got 20 players that come to play, and we have 20 players that come to practice every week as well. So that is it's a great attribute to have. A great group of guys who enjoy the game, still have a passion for the game, and we're still in the process of working out a few bugs, but the season is long, and we're very confident about our success as we move forward. Well, the philosophy has been that we want to, our team is one that we want to enable skill. We're here to play. Taking a lot of penalties and that type of game isn't what this team is going to be designed for, nor are we looking at that type of player. We dress 20 guys every night. They play hard. They respond. And as I said earlier, we want to keep the energy. We want to keep the energy level high with the guys that we have. Well, coaching has been a career for me. Certainly, and that's why I do it. It's the greatest job in the world. I'm fortunate this year to have a very progressive and supportive owner slash GM, and we're lucky enough to have a really good group of guys for a first-year hockey club. And as a result, we've had our ups and downs, but we will certainly continue to move forward. Every day coming to the rink is rewarding. You can't beat coming to the rink. And even with the attitude of our guys is one thing that brings me to the rink every day. They're responsive, they're coachable, and they want to win just as bad as I do. So we're very fortunate. Well, the Blitz is it's a new level of hockey for Orangeville, being a senior men's league, elite men's league. It has we have great competition. The competitive level and the type of play is very, very strong, very good, and I think people will be surprised at the competitiveness of each team. And we're hoping to create some groundswell that we have an excellent support mechanism within the town, and we're trying to move in that direction.
The story when the RCAF said Mach 2 fighter, 2 place 1,000-mile range, the British said it was impossible. The Yanks tried twice and failed. They said, you're dreaming. We said, fine, we'll build it right here in Toronto. And now you guys, my guys, are saying that it can't be done, that they were right?
Now, that's the rocket that we use to get the model up to speed, and then the onboard sensor tells us...
Come on, baby.
Damn it! But we did it according to your specs. The specs have changed.
We did it.
Arrow 201. You cleared for takeoff.
Although the government canceled the project and destroyed the prototypes, the Avro Arrow remains for Canada a world benchmark in aerospace achievement.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I'm from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
What do you think I'm going to be all intrigued by what's behind the door?
You've given me the world.
Grab a coat, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
You deserve it all. You deserve it all.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Inside the ballroom here at Alder Arena here in Orangeville, Ontario. Once again, Zachary Friedman, Jerry Gould. We're still in the pregame phase of this matchup between the Orangeville Blitz and the Tillsonburg Thunder. And Jerry, you and I were discussing earlier, this roster that we've seen is much more different than the one we saw 5 weeks ago. Some new additions and frankly, a lot of fan favorites that are no longer a part of the roster.
Yeah, so we're not speculating anything. We're just more questions than we have answers for. But the team looked good in their early skate and in their warm-up. But you can see there's 5 new players, and I'm excited to see them. They come with a great resume, so hopefully they want to step up and show the listeners.
Absolutely. The players that are coming in a little bit younger, maybe looking for a little life with the legs, are the Orangeville Blitz. But some of those players that will be missing, Starling level, Jesse Chidwick, 2 players that have provided a lot of scoring for the Blitz as the season progressed so far.
Yeah, for sure. And we're not sure why they're not here, but it looks like there's some big names that got assistant coaches on their jerseys. We still have the original captain, so. You know what? There's 2 good leaders not here, but the team has great leadership anyway. I'm sure those voids will be easy to fill.
Absolutely. With Chidwick and Lovell leaving the team, A's no longer on their jersey. Those have been given now to David Volpe, Joshua Miller, and as well as Matlock Babechko. And another thing we wanted to mention was between the pipes tonight, for the Orangeville Blitz, Ryan Mantle is on the roster, but out of the lineup tonight.
Yeah, I mean, every time we called a game, Ryan Mantle was in net, and he was nothing short of amazing. So we're a new goaltender to you and I tonight, but I'm looking forward to seeing him in action.
So it's either going to be Yevgeny Luchko or Ian Hogg tonight. Jean-Luc Prestecco also no longer a part of the roster. So one goaltending change, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Blitz, especially a lot of new members of the Blitz, deal with a backup netminder. Now, this Orangeville team has been getting peppered with shots the entire season. They rank among the most in the league. Ryan Mantle, every time he would start, faces about 34 shots a night, which is very close to the top in the Washel. What does the back end have to do to give the goaltending some relief?
So they got to watch their turnovers mostly, and then they got to be careful not to take too many penalties. This team will be peppered on a power play for sure. They got to avoid being shorthanded.
Well, we talked a lot last time when the Blitz played the Stratford Fighting Irish. Stratford Fighting Irish, a very aggressive team that were in the penalty box quite a bit. It's the same story with the Tillsonburg Thunder, 246 penalty minutes as a team through their first 11 games. So plenty of opportunities for Orangeville to get it done on the power play, and that's how they beat the Fighting Irish last time.
They did. So I do suspect we're going to have a pretty rough and tumble game here tonight. I just hope Orangeville keeps their head about them and tries to stay cool and draw the penalties as opposed to taking them.
Coach Murray Latham, when he came in, he's got a changing group with him. When you've got players coming in and players leaving and the roster's changing, the locker room's changing, how do you kind of ground the room and get everybody focused on a 60-minute hockey game?
So that is a great question. The team dynamics has changed there, but with Murray Latham, he is an absolute great leader. His leadership will come through. You got great leaders like with Stoneham. I think these new people are coming in. They will solidify themselves to this team, and I suspect it won't take them long to get their legs and to get their to get the knowledge of the game from Murray.
Orangeville losing their last 5 games since we last see them, 1-12 on the season. Complete opposite story for the Tillsonburg Thunder, who are on a roll right now. They've won 6 of their last 7, 9-2 on the year, like we mentioned earlier. Top league in the Washel currently, and currently the favorites, we would probably say, as per the power rankings, as per the standings, as per some of the talent that you see on this roster. For Tillsonburg tonight, it should just be business as usual.
Well, I'm sure they come in here thinking that, as I thought Strathroy probably came in thinking that. It's not, we've seen it happen. We know that the underdog can step up and take this game. Will it happen tonight? I sure hope so. There's no guarantees, but it's going to be an exciting game regardless.
Absolutely. The stands are filling up here at the ballroom, and they're going to hope that they can find some new faces to cheer for on this Orangeville Blitz team. Once again, with likes of Chidwick and Lovell gone, scoring's going to have to come from elsewhere, and most notably, you're going to have to look towards Joshua Miller, your leading goal scorer, with 9 goals on the season.
Yeah, so Miller and Babechko and Stoneham, I think those guys are just going to be putting a little bit more effort into tonight. And we get the opportunity to see these new guys, and I'm looking forward to that.
So we're just waiting for the flood to conclude and the players to take the ice, but on the other side of the break, we're going to have starting lineups, national anthems, and puck drop when we come back on Rogers, Dufferin, Caledon, Channel 63.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Salt. Toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
And see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what?
Oh,
What is it, Mrs. Gold?
burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the ballroom here at Alder Arena here in Orangeville, Ontario, for another edition of Blitz Hockey here on Rogers. Miller comes in. Miller with the shot, and he scores! Picks it off, in deep, scores! Oh, and now going after him is Stokes, and now everyone's starting to get involved.
Our immersive 360-degree coverage right here takes you deeper inside the National Hockey League. Monday Night Hockey, it's all about debate, conversation, analysis, and mostly having some fun watching the game. Rogers, Monday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Are you here for the full 60 minutes?
I'm here for that, and maybe some overtime.
Sportsnet Plus. Stream live games, NHL highlights, and more. Sign in with your TV service provider or subscribe at sportsnetplus.ca.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
And welcome back inside the ballroom. We're just getting set for puck drop now between the Orangeville Blitz, who are at home against the Tillsonburg Thunder tonight. In the black and white, the referees for tonight, we've got Jeff Herzl and Josh Ion, and watching the blue lines tonight, Jason Hicks and John Abel. As we're getting set now for puck drop, we've got a couple of those new Orangeville Blitz that we were talking about on the back end. With Noah Segal to start is Mike Norris, who's played 2 games for the Blitz. Up front, it is Joshua Miller. You've got Volpe in the middle, and along with one of the new Orangeville Blitz, Cody Martell, who just got his first goal in his second game last week. So we're underway, and the Blitz win the puck drop. It is Segal in his own end. He throws it back to Norris as it's advanced, and now it's Miller who dumps it into the glove of the starting goaltender for Tillsonburg, Jesse Raymond, making just his second start for the Thunder. But Raymond, a very good goalie, played at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology and played OHL hockey with the Sarnia Sting, as there's a heavy slap shot from Segal at the point that goes over the net. And now the Thunder will work the other way, and it's Kane Geldart. And that's going to be called offside on the first attempted entry by the Thunder. So the face-off going to come just outside. It's going to be Braden Roberts taking the draw against Nathan Rowe for the Blitz, as it's won by Orangeville, and Maxim Noskov sends it over to Brandon Wilkinson, who returns it right back to Noskov. Noskov dumps it in, chasing after it is Ferreche. up to the point. Wilkinson keeping it in. His point shot deflected and scores. I'm not sure who it took a deflection off of, but Brandon Wilkinson's point shot changes direction over top the glove of Raymond. And 46 seconds into this game, the Blitz lead 1-0.
We're off to a great start, Zach.
So we'll see who the goal's awarded to. Joshua Miller was screening in front of the net, so we'll see if that gets him to double digits. But otherwise, we'll get reset here. And the faceoff's won by Rowe. And Sean Ellison will take it in his own end. Kept in by Abraham. And behind the net, Rotatoria looking for an option. Abraham coming in to pinch. And he keeps it in for the Thunder. Works it in front. Now it's behind the net. Jamie McQueen, the star in number 95 for the black and yellow. Look out for him as the game goes on. As Rowe tries to dump it out, he gets it. Ferreche is chasing, not able to come up with it, and going the other way now. Andrew Whalen, he loses the puck, having to retreat for it. Jamie Forsland gets it right back to Whalen. It's McQueen working his way through the neutral zone, trying to find a lane to enter. Now he does, off the skate of a Blitz member, and that one was a nice outlet pass for Gordon Furchat. He just wasn't ready for it as Ellison takes it back in his own zone. Ellison gets hit hard by Josh Van Bezian. It's kept in at the line. And Raymond plays it to his defenseman, is going the other way for the Thunder, Colton Wiechek. Wiechek looking for the middle and crashing hard into the net. That was Josh Van Bezian. He was being leaned on by the Orangeville defender. Got upended and went feet first into the post. Everyone seems okay, and we'll get set for a face-off coming outside the Orangeville end. Starting in goal tonight is Yevgeny Luchko, for Orangeville. This is his fourth start in a Blitz uniform. Dumped in off the face-off as the Blitz look to get out of their end. And it's taken by Chris Knotts. Now one tipped away, chasing after it is Martel. Now Miller going in. He's in a battle with two Thunder player along the boards. And it's passed back, and Anthony Geldart will advance it and taken back in the Blitz end. That's a bad pass, as now going the other way are the Thunder. They've got numbers. And now Orangeville will retreat in transition, and the Thunder will look to the outside. It's in the middle. First big save for Luchko on a shot by Forsland. It's Roberts who sends it over. Dumped in by Abraham, and Wilkinson will take it back in his own end. Fires it up the boards. Off a foot shot coming. That one was blocked. And going for the puck behind the net is Wilkinson, but that one's given away, and Rowe tips it up. That one kept in at the blue line, but sent out by Rowe. Ferreche intercepts it in the neutral zone, and Rowe sends it back into the Tillsonburg end. Rowe battling along the boards there with Andrew Tapsell, and that one goes behind the net. As Noskov lays a hit, going back the other way. Tapsell in all alone, he's in. No goal, that one might have hit the post. At the point now, Forsland, his shot right into the chest of Luchko. And there will be a face-off in the Orangeville end. With about 4 minutes gone here in the first period, Orangeville leads 1-0. Volpe to take the draw against McQueen. The draw is won, and in front, wide open, big save Luchko. Segal lays a hit as Miller upends the forward for, as going the other way now, this is Miller.
working in deep. Trying to get by. Puck's loose behind the net, and it's taken by Miller. In front for Volpe. Big save there by Raymond as it's steered aside. Rotatore battling in his own corner, just sends it around. It's going to be picked up by Whalen, who throws it in front. That one sliding through the blue paint, and it's taken by Martel, who had a little trouble collecting it. So it's going to be an easy get at the top for Forsland. That shot was deflected up into the mesh. So that'll be a stoppage and a face-off in the Orangeville zone. So Jerry, early on in this one, we've seen the Blitz want to get in transition. They just seem to be getting a bit of a false start at times. They seem to be leaving the zone a little bit early. It's been a lot of opportunities where Tillsonburg has just kept the puck in their offensive end. Behind the net, battling, that was Ellison who put it forward, and Ferreche kind of had his hands hooked out. No call on the play as Forsland sends it back in. Luchko getting a piece of it, and it'll be taken the other way by Norris. Kept in at the line by Forsland, who sends it back down. Going behind the net for it, Curtis Christo, as Ellison puts it forward and Rowe tips it out of the zone. And it'll be collected by Wiechek, who sends it over to Abraham. Advancing it to Christo. He sends it in, and it'll be taken by the Blitz. And the puck's advanced quickly. Coming the other way. Saucer pass, that one's picked off, and going the other way, Braden Roberts. It's 2-on-3 right now, but Roberts driving powerfully. And that one stopped by Luchko, but kept in at the line by Brody Sclater. That one shot and blocked as Furchat looking to advance it. Clearing the zone there, Kyle Brzezinski. It's Geldart. Advancing it to Tapsel. Right back to Geldart. He's got a cross pass. Big save, Luchko. Tapsel regroups. Up to the point. Geldart sending it low. In the middle for Tapsel. Now it's there, wide open. And the net was kicked off by Luchko, so the faceoff will come inside. But a potentially dangerous opportunity on a nice pass across by Tapsel, finding Chris Knotts, who was rushing in from the point.
Luchko has made some great saves so far. The turnovers got to slow. They got to stop these turnovers. There's just too many.
Chris Knotts for Tillsonburg, number 91. One of the more point-getting defensemen in this league. 11 points so far, 2 goals, 9 assists, as that one's tipped nicely, and it's Volpe, and now a mini 2-on-1 here. He's got Segal with him. The shot scores! David Volpe looked off the pass to Segal and wired it past Raymond, and the Blitz have a 2-0 lead at home. For Volpe, that is just his second goal of the season. 8 points now. Played his university hockey with the Guelph Griffins, as now Orangeville takes a nice 2-0 lead, less than 7 minutes into the first. Going the other way now, this is Miller off the turnover, and he's gonna have to circle back, drops it off for Noah Segal. And Martin with it now. Sends it up the boards. That's Martel. He tipped it. It was able to get out of the zone, but it's taken by McQueen. McQueen just sends it in softly into the Orangeville zone. It's taken in front. There's a shot. That one just going wide. Another shot, a soft bouncer coming back on, and now we've got some extracurriculars after the whistle as Rotatore getting into it with Jamie McQueen. And now everyone wanted a piece. And they're still going at it. No one's calming down here. We assume we'll get some offsetting minors in this situation. Refs don't want it to get too out of hand early. I assume it'll be Rotatore and McQueen, who are still jarring at each other, heading for a 2-minute rest.
Well, I think we predicted it was going to be a rough game, and so it begins.
Well, this Tillsonburg team, they're not too used to playing from behind. Getting down 2 goals in the first 7 minutes, just looking for some fire to ignite this quiet offense. It's going to be 5-on-5, so they'll be in there for 2 and a whistle. Or correction, it's going to be 4-on-4, so we'll just go 2 minutes on the offsetting minors. Face-off won by the Thunder, shot right on. Saved by Luchko, taken away by Martin, and Miller will go the other way. He sends it in, and he trips over the blue line. Back for it, Abraham. Sends it to his partner, Forsland. Bit of an awkward one. 2 Thunder players running into each other, but Forsland comes up with it. Nice little move to get it through Martin, but Martin takes it away, and Miller will send it right back into the Tillsonburg end. Raymond drops it off, and the Thunder will start to work it the other way. That one tipped away by Miller, but going the other way, Abraham, who finds Forsland. Forsland with some speed. His shot right on. Juicy rebound there, but steered away by Wilkinson. Collecting it in his own end is Whalen. Will go for a rush with a bit of speed here. He'll take a shot. That one going well wide. And it'll be taken by Anthony Geldart. Gets it across to Forsland, cutting through the middle. It was a little too hot to handle for Christo. Wilkinson lost the puck, so Christo picks it up. It's down. Nice defensive play, though, by Noskov. And the Blitz regained control. It's Noskov. Trying to find Rowe across the middle, but it's taken away by Knotts. Knotts coming in, trying to make a move. Nice play by Noskov to stop it with his foot there. It's in front and steered away by Rowe. Sends it back to Noskov as we have 21 seconds left in the offsetting penalties to Rotatore and McQueen. As that one sent all the way down, hits the pad of Luchko. Noskov hit into the boards by Wiecek, and now Noskov and Wiecek in a bit of a wrestling match, and Ferreche trying to get on it, and that one will get out of the Orangeville end, and it's heading down the ice, and they're going to wave off the icing as it doesn't make its way to the goal line. Nice stretch pass for McQueen, fresh out of the box. He tried to get by Ferreche there and does. He still got it. No one went to get it, though. McQueen trying to keep it in, but can't. Segal gets the dump attempt. And we'll look for an option to work it the other way. Tried a backhand. Didn't work too well. Tried to lay a hit in on Kane Geldart, who took exception to it as Miller with a shot. Miller with the rebound, and that one into the glove of Raymond. Didn't get everything he wanted on that rebound, but Miller with a good second chance opportunity in tight. Face-off won by the Thunder as Knotts gets it away, but Miller keeps it in, and that one straight over the glass, so the face-off's going to come outside of the Tillsonburg end, just by their blue line. So we mentioned earlier that Jesse Chidwick and Blake Lovell no longer a part of the roster for the Orangeville Blitz. Also, Dan Calitri, Manny Segal, is Miller in. That one just going wide of the net, and Justin Roth as well as Clinton Jameson also no longer on the roster, as looking to advance it, and now going the other way, Vapsel. And it's sent over to Miller. Miller's going to put a shot on that one into the corner. It's taken by Volpe, who just sends it back down. It's Ferreche. Loses it. Advanced to Tapsel. Looking for a pass. That one deflected away by Ellison. And that one chipped away. And Tapsel lays a hit on Miller. Tapsel, a big guy at 236. Not the tallest, but he can definitely lay a hit, as that's exactly what Ferreche was scared of there, as Tapsel almost had an easy goal, as just picked up the puck freely. He just lost it on the deke attempt. Puck sat there for a while, but the Thunder still with possession. It's thrown in front, and that one to the other side. Let's see if the Blitz can get a clear. It's just sent all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing. So some tired legs for the Blitz. Will have to stay on a little longer. As the faceoff will come in the Blitz end. That one kept in at the line, but fanning on it was Abraham. And that one was sent high over the net. And the shot there, just wide from Forsland. Picking up behind the net. Halen with it. Losing it, and Forsland will have to pick it up in the neutral zone, and he'll just send it back in. But Ellison advances it forward. As that one sent in, fumbled a little bit by Raymond, and Ferreche trying to get that with his hand, wasn't able to, and McQueen will go the other way. McQueen, nice pass across, just too far in front of Whalen, and Whalen's hit hard into the board by Wilkinson. Whalen tried to throw a pass in front. Nice defensive play by Rowe. Forsland enters. Noskov trying to lay an open ice hit into him, as Wilkinson battling again on the boards with Whalen. And it's kept in. It's McQueen. McQueen had that one blocked by Noskov, who is able to get it out after that one was fumbled by Forsland. Rowe trying to lay in a hit. It's missed. That one shot just wide. Puck still behind the net. It's trapped in the side of the net. They're not blowing it yet, and they will blow it now, as a little more shoving after the whistle now, as that's Whalen trying to go after Rowe here. And the faceoff with 6:57 left to go in the first period will come to Luchko's right. Faceoff won by Tillsonburg over the stick of Anthony Geldart and chasing after it. But it's eventually taken as Nods gets it ahead, and Knotts will work with some speed, and he'll dump it right on net into the glove of Luchko, and he'll just hang on for the stoppage. So Orangeville up 2-0, trying to crawl out of the bottom spot in the Washall with just one win on the season. Good start here with two quick goals. Knotts sent it over to Wiechek, who sends it back in. Luchko back to play the puck. And it's taken by Noah Segal, who kind of lost it in his own end there, trying to advance it. And eventually it's sent over to Martin, using the boards to help him out. That one just out of the reach of Furchat. In the middle, trying to send it in. Segal laying a hit. And Luchko will send it up the boards. And that one will get out of the Orangeville end. It's taken back by Kyle Brzezinski. It's Martin. Volpe has it now, sends it back to Norris, who sends it down. That might be an icing, but it gets on net, so no icing, and the faceoff's actually going to come in the Tillsonburg end, so a nice little play by new Orangeville Blitz defenseman Mike Norris. So it'll be Volpe to take the draw against Roberts in the offensive zone. as we get a fresh puck delivered. Face-off won by the Blitz, sent back to Rotatore with a shot. That one blocked, and going the other way are the Thunder. Chasing after it is Kane Geldert. Tapsel working it back to Abraham. In his own end and sending it back to Abraham. Roberts to Tapsel. Luchko was ready for that one, deflects it out of play, and a faceoff will come in the Orangeville end. Jerry, it's 2-0, but I'll say we haven't really seen a fast-paced hockey game. It's been a lot of dumps. It's been a lot of clears. We haven't seen any of these guys really try to use their speed yet. Do you think we just have to wait for later in the game?
Yeah, I think the game will pick up in the second period. There's going to be some retaliation, I suspect, for those 2 goals.
It's Rowe who picked it off at center, going the other way, inside, in the middle, laying a hit, and taking it the other way. Nice defensive play by Brody Sclater. It's Tapsel trying to fight it in front. Glove save, Luchko. Braden Roberts right on his tape in the high slot.
He was robbed.
Absolutely robbed by Evgeny Luchko.
I don't even know how he saw that at that speed.
So it's still a 2-0 game after that close chance by Braden Roberts. As it's McQueen in front, shooting, and another save by Luchko. McQueen in the corner, drops it down. Battling for it was Whalen. Wilkinson lays a hit as Volpe comes in to assist. Volpe drops it back down for Wilkinson, who throws it up the boards for Martel. Martel avoiding the hit of McQueen, and Wilkinson getting checked from behind by Whalen. Whalen losing the puck a little bit, throws it in the middle, and Miller's going to take it the other way. He's 1-on-2. Let's see what he tries here. Miller will shoot it. That one steered aside by Raymond. Thunder. That shot just going high and wide, kept in though by Whalen. It's McQueen. Sends it across to Knotts. Trying to send it back across for Whalen, who comes up with it. Whalen trying to find McQueen. It's taken by Knotts. That one trying to find McQueen again. It was tipped away by Miller, and he'll go off for a change. Coming the other way quickly. Big shot here. Goes wide. Whalen once again. It's McQueen. Trying to find a cross-ice pass. That one deflected away, kept in at the blue line by Knotts. In front, McQueen. That one just hopping over the stick of Whalen as Knotts. That one a soft shot that Luchko is able to easily take care of. And the face-off to come with 3:25 left to go in the first. Face-off won by the Blitz as Rotatore puts it up to Furchat. In front quickly, trying to give a touch pass to Wiecek was Josh Van Bezian. There's a advance by Forsland as he lays a big hit into Rotatore. As Furchat battles with it close to the blue line, and now going the other way is Wiecek. Working on Rotatore. He's going to purposely miss the net and get his own rebound and score! Just like he drew it up, Colton Wiecek, missing the net intentionally, picks up his own rebound and rips it past Evgeny Luchko, and it's a 2-1 hockey game.
That was a great play and well executed.
Wiecek with his second of the season for the defenseman out of St. Thomas, Ontario, as Allison works the other way. That one missed the tip of Rowe, and that's going to be called an icing, so it's going to come all the way back down to the Orangeville end with 2:44 left in the period. Colton Wiacek, the goal scorer, playing his junior with the Potomac Patriots in the U.S. Premier Hockey League before making his way back to Canada. As that one kept in at the line by Abraham. Working down low, Van Bezian. Coming out in front and shooting. Another save by Luchko. Trying to go short side there was Christo. Advance. Blitz going the other way, but Forsland able to battle away and lean on him, knock him over, and he'll check him into the boards. Is now going the other way, and a bit of a shoving match going on behind the net, but cooler heads will prevail. Is going the other way for the Thunder is Christo. That one blocked and sent away by Farage, but picking it up again was Christo. He shoots, blocker save. Christo battling down low, but it's Wilkinson who comes up with it. He'll ring it around, but it's going to be kept in at the blue line by Anthony Geldart. Wilkinson battling down low with Kane Geldart. And that shot just wide in front from Braden Roberts. That slap shot off the shoulder of Luchko and out of play. So now the game's starting to open up a little bit more, but Luchko staying steady between the pipes.
He sure is, and he's unbelievable, some of those glove saves that he's making. He's keeping them in the game.
Face-off won by Volpe and Noah Segal. That one deflects off the glass and straight into the mesh. So the face-off will stay inside the Orangeville end. Face-off won by Volpe. Segal advancing it to Miller. It's taken away by Tapsel, who works the other way, working on Volpe. Volpe leans on him, and Tapsel sends it back down, taken by Geldart, as Tapsel works down low against Volpe once again, and it's taken by Norris, who advances it forward, taken by Anthony Geldart. Miller and him battle near the red line, and it's eventually taken by Segal, who works it over to Norris, chips it ahead, and Martel just sends it in. Back for it, Geldart. Finds a lane and works his way into the Orangeville end, looking for a pass. They're giving him all the time in the world. That pass knocked away by Rowe, who flicks it out, and it does get out of the Orangeville end as Tapsel tried to come up with it, but it was a bouncing puck, and now here come the Blitz going the other way. Rowe coming in as a trailer. The shot off the shoulder and wide. And in front, that was Farache who almost had it. He just couldn't come up with the puck, and now they go 3-on-2 the other end. Here comes Jamie McQueen, drops it off. Tried to get it to Geldart. Just through his legs. Boy, McQueen had a wide open shot he could have taken, and that's going to end the first period, and Jamie McQueen not too pleased with himself as he heads off the ice for the first intermission. So we've got a 2-1 hockey game. Orangeville leading, a good start at home, Jerry. What do they have to do to keep the momentum up through the final 40 minutes?
They got to stop the turnovers. I think they got to stop playing the dump game and try to carry the puck in. And they really got to mostly watch those turnovers.
Well, plenty of more Orangeville Blitz action coming up, but first, in our first intermission coming up after the break, the holiday season, it can be a tough time of year for many families, and thanks to organizations like the Salvation Army and their Toys for Tots and Kettlebell program, it can be just a little bit easier. We'll be back with that and more on Rogers, Dufferin, Caledon, Channel 63.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
Some people use Zamboni driver, some people use driver, some people use CIT, some people are the chief engineers. I consider myself an operator. I love flooding. You get all the kids waving at you. You got to know your blade, more or less. You have to know when to use it, when not to, and know how to. Some are too hard, some are too soft, some are too shaly, some are too wet. Enough water out there so you're there for a swim meet instead of a hockey game. Perfect ice is when it looks like a mirror. You can see a reflection. There's no ruts. It's shiny. It's quick. Your board edges are nice, so when the puck hits the boards, it's not fluttering in the air. It's hitting crisp and back out. Those are pretty well the most important components of good ice. I've been born and raised in a hockey arena because my father's been in it for over 30 years. You can't go wrong. I come to the rink every day. Whether I'm playing hockey or I'm here to work, it's a good job.
TSC has exciting offers every day on gifts for everyone. A new Today's Showstopper. Oh yes, big hug for Mom of the Year. Holiday pricing on top brands. Hubby, check. Dad, check. Sweet treats and gift sets my cousin will love. And for Mom, a magical Avera necklace with interest-free Easy Pay. Holiday shopping done. Light up your holidays with exciting offers every day at tsc.ca.
It'd be a tragedy if we were losing one person to drug overdose every day. 5, 7, or 12 people, that would be unimaginable. But in Canada, we lose 20 people to overdose every single day. That's a crisis. Donate to help CAMH face addiction head on.
I'm Roger Barrow, co-pastor here at the Salvation Army New Hope Community Church.
And I'm the other half of that co-pastoring. I'm Glenda Barrow.
So we kicked off last week our iconic Christmas kettle campaign, which most people are very familiar with when they see those red stands at the stores around their community. And
what we affectionately call the bubbles.
Yes, the bubbles. And they're around now, and 100% of the money that's donated in those kettles stay 100% local in Dufferin County. And that's what determines then, for the rest of our year, the supports that we can give to the community.
There's a variety of partnerships with other local community organizations that also work together to meet the needs, the ever-increasing needs, sadly, of the region. We have a food bank here that operates in conjunction with the Orangeville Food Bank, so we supplement what they are able to offer, and we also serve Dufferin County, not just Orangeville itself. We have laundry services here for folks who find themselves in transition or perhaps homeless and have no other way to clean their clothes. Simply, laundromats have become quite expensive, as has everything else. We offer shelter programs whereby we help, again in conjunction with other community partners, to channel people into the supports necessary to get them out of a state of homelessness and into more permanent housing solutions, those sorts of things.
And of course we have the Christmas tree behind us, so
can't forget Christmas.
We can't forget Christmas. And as I was showing you around the building today, I mean, our church, every room gets filled with toys, and we provide Christmas assistance to those in need. So last year there was over 450 families supported, I believe.
In total.
In total.
Yeah.
And over 7,000 toys were given to children to put a smile on their face at Christmas time.
Yeah, distributed through here. And I mean, the beautiful thing about Christmas is not only are we able to provide food supports to help ensure a warm belly full of food on Christmas Day, but also, thanks to the generosity of this community, we're kind of a channel for the toys.
Yes.
The toys come in, and then from here they are distributed to other communities that have their own distribution programs, as well as the families we support here locally to come in and shop, basically. We set this up, we convert this room, which is a place of worship on Sunday mornings, but during the week of toy distribution, it becomes like this massive Christmas warehouse. And families come through and volunteers assist them in shopping individually for each of their children. Who knows better than the parents what the children want, need, like?
We're very fortunate that, you know, we are the funnel that gets to do that, but there's no way we could do it without the support of community, community partners, businesses, OPP, the fire department, Dufferin County. I mean, just the list goes on.
You hate to mention anybody because you're afraid you're going to miss somebody. There's
Absolutely.
so much community partnership here in the Orangeville area. It's mind-blowing, really. And
even I was going to say, sorry, even other churches.
That too.
Right, when they say, oh, you know, we're so thankful for the Salvation Army, we often say that, you know, we're fortunate to be the face of it, but behind the scenes, I mean, so many churches donate to us and even donate money so that we're able to provide these services. So we're just the vessel.
For years, people would complain, why don't you get with the times and take debit? Well, ta-da! We have, finally.
Yeah, you can tap your credit card, your phone. It takes Apple Pay. So there's so many options.
Tap.
Yes, yes, you can tap more than once.
Well. Musical taps.
Yeah, we like it when they do musical taps.
Yeah.
And speaking of the kettles, you know, one of the things we talked about, one of the biggest needs we have, is volunteers. When you see an empty kettle, you know, obviously then people are less inclined to give. So we're looking for volunteers. I believe last year we had over 1,000 hours of volunteer hours, of
just
over
on
100
the kettles.
just on the kettles alone.
Yeah.
So we look for people that can volunteer to just stand for a 2-hour shift at one of our 9 kettles, and you know, just to be able to help us fill those kettles with kindness and hope during the Christmas season. So if you're an individual that would like to volunteer, right up until December 23rd.
If you can smile and say thank you.
Yeah, or if you're a business that maybe you can get, you know, 5 of your staff that would like to spend 2 hours each, put a sign up saying sponsored by your business or your organization, and it's a way to just get out in the community and say hi to people during Christmas and to be able to give back into our community.
First of all, it won't come as any surprise to people to realize that this year, people that are finding it a little more difficult, that circle of people are expanding. Sometimes we can think of us and them in the context of, you know, givers and receivers. But what we've been seeing unfolding over the last couple of years, but particularly this year, is a lot of the people that were the givers are suddenly finding themselves in a position where they are the receivers. And I don't think we need to rah more generosity from this community. This community is fabulously generous. I think if anything, we need to assure people who may find themselves, maybe even for the first time, finding that they are really stressed this year and they don't know how they're going to manage it, not to be embarrassed, to realize and understand that this can happen to anyone. Nobody could have predicted what was going to happen with mortgage rates this year. Nobody could have predicted what was going to happen with grocery costs. And it's okay. A healthy ebb and flow of giving and receiving is what makes for really good, strong relationships. So regardless of which side you find yourself on this year, we just encourage you to avail of the resources that are available in this community because of people like themselves who've been able to give in the past. Maybe this year now we can assist in some way.
Well, I guess they can go directly to our website, newhopecommunitychurch.ca, and that shows some of the ways in which we're able to give back. And then, of course, there's ways through there that they can connect to us if they need to reach out. And, of course, if they wish to donate that way as well. If they're not passing by a kettle, but they just want to be able to do that online, they're able to do it through our website.
And find out what other types of services we offer, not only at Christmas time, but also throughout the year. What's available.
Welcome back inside the ballroom here at Alder Arena here in Orangeville, Ontario. We're about to start the second period. We're just waiting for the Orangeville Blitz to take the ice after what seemed like, Jerry, a very quick flood.
Yeah, they would certainly take their normal 15 or that they usually would take.
So now the Blitz will come to the ice. They're playing with a 2-1 lead. 2 quick goals in the first 7 minutes, and then eventually the response coming from the Tillsonburg Thunder in the form of a goal from one of their defensemen. I believe it was Chris Knotts, who is one of their top defensemen on the season, as now everyone's set and not even really going to stretch the legs once again. Zachary Friedman, Jerry Gould here for you on Rogers Dufferin Caledon, Channel 63. Orangeville Blitz hockey, period number 2. Orangeville leads 2-1, and here we go. Faceoffs won by the Thunder. Back for it is Knotts. They advance quickly, coming through, and now going the other way. Volpe sends it forward for Martel, and that one taken at the line. That was Geldard, who had his pass taken away by Miller, who sends it in to the Tillsonburg end. It's taken by Knotts behind the net, and we're going to get a hooking penalty, a slashing penalty against the Thunder. So Kane Geldart's going to go to the box, and the Blitz will have their first power play of the evening. But this penalty kill for Tillsonburg, look out. They have 5 shorthanded goals on the season. So we'll see how Orangeville's able to work here, as the faceoff's won cleanly by Volpe, and it'll be taken by Segal at the top. Miller dropping it down for Segal. It's taken away by Forsland, who has it, but then was hit again. Hit hard behind the net was Martel, as Martel coming across kind of hit Raymond, the goaltender. No call on the play, though. It's sent down by Forsland, and it'll be taken by Norris at the other end of the ice. Miller trying to break in with some speed. He just stops at the blue line and retreats to regroup, as Miller will send it across, and Martel will slowly work it in the zone, and that of bad feed that just finds the stick of Jamie McQueen, who sends it all the way down. As taking it back is Mike Norris. It's Miller. Sending it down behind the net. As Volpe, he just gets his stick right up into the face of Justin Abraham, and that's going to be a penalty on the Blitz. Delayed call is working in front. That was McQueen with a shot. Saved by Luchko. Play still going. Extra attacker on, so it's 5-on-5. And that one worked into the middle. Shot coming. Glove save, Luchko.
What a save.
The second time today that Yevgeny Luchko's been convicted of robbery. On the glove side, coming in was Jamie Forsland. As Volpe's going to go to the box for 2 minutes on the high sticking penalty, so we're going to have 37 seconds of 4-on-4 before an ensuing 1 minute and 23-second power play for Tillsonburg. This Tillsonburg unit, you would expect them to have more power play goals than they do, just 7 on the season. But like we said, they're second in the Washel in penalty minutes. They might just be playing too much even strength. As working the other way with the extra ice is Whalen. Whalen shooting that one off the pad of Luchko, sent behind the net, and that one hitting the referee in the head. He seems to be all right, as that one sent all the way down. It's going to be waved off on the icing, and it's taken by Anthony Geldart. McQueen returns it to Geldart. He's got McQueen on the left wing. He finds him. He's waiting, looking for a pass in front. Luchko holds on. And with that, exiting the box is Kane Geldart, who will proceed to the left wing where he'll reside for the power play as the faceoff's won, and it's taken back by McQueen. Over to Knotts, working it down. Roberts, Geldart, back to Roberts. Far side for McQueen, that one over the net and rung all the way around and out of the Orangeville end. McQueen drops it off for Kane Geldart. Back up to McQueen. That one taken away. Miller almost had a breakaway there, but it's kept in at the line by Knotts. Battling in front is Ellison. That pass in front. Roberts looking for a chance. That's McQueen. And that one stopped again by Luchko. Jamie McQueen having his fair share of chances. Just hasn't been able to get one to go. Of course, McQueen had that 3-on-2 to end the first period where he chose to go for the pass instead of an open shot.
Tillsonburg gets around the net. They are very patient. They just wait for the perfect opportunity.
The passing lanes are open as the second power play unit comes on for Tillsonburg as it's worked across for Abraham to Forsland. Forsland looking for a shot, now works it back to Abraham in the middle. That one, nice stick there by Mikkel, and it'll be dumped out by Noskov, and the Blitz will get a chance to relax. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Volpe. As the Thunder work it forward, coming around the net, looking for a pass. Tapsel in front, scores!
Will that be counted as a power play goal? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but Andrew Tapsel, he's been flirting with chances the entire game so far. Just left open in the slot, beats Luchko to the blocker side, and just like that, it's a 2-2 hockey game. So we're back to even strength as the faceoff's won by Tillsonburg, but chasing after it aggressively was Sean Diaz. As coming the other way is Brzezinski, advancing it, but just a little too far. It's now with Norris, and Segal will work it up for the Blitz. That one off the skate of Diaz and down into the Tillsonburg end. And that one going right over the boards and the glass without hitting anything. So that's going to be 2 minutes in the box for Brzezinski, and going right back to the power play will be the Blitz on the delay of game minor. So the top power play unit for Orangeville comes out. Volpe, Miller, and Martel the forwards, with Norris and Segal on the back end, as that one sent up the boards, and trying to clear it was Geldart as Tapsel's taking a few whacks at it, eventually does get it out. Norris will have to wait a second while his teammates get out, and he gets in cleanly, but that one, nice job batting it out of the air there by Volpe, but still having to regroup are the Blitz. Miller advancing it for Volpe, enters the zone cleanly, but not able to get a pass over to Martel, as Norris will just have to send it over to Segal. And that one right between two Blitz members is that's Norris now picking it up, and Tapsel will work his way forward as Miller's battling with him. As Norris will try to start into transition opportunity, but that one just a little too far out of Segal, and it's sent right back into the Blitz end. 1 minute has elapsed in the power play off the delay of game to Brzezinski. It's Miller. As Noah Segal will take it now, he'll look for an option. He has no choice but to send it in. That one behind the net, and that one is being held along the net. And there's going to be a stoppage. 14:23 left to go here in period number 2. Faceoff's going to be in the offensive end for the Blitz with 30 seconds left to go on the Brzezinski penalty. Faceoff won by Rowe, taken back by Noskov, over to Wilkinson. For Mikkel. Taken by Rose, hit hard on the glass by Abraham, and going the other way with some speed is Roberts. Roberts trying to get it past Wilkinson, who lays a big shoulder check into him. And Rowe will take it the other way as getting ready to get out of the box is Brzezinski. It's Ferreche trying to find it front. That was Mikkel who was there, tied up by Abraham. And now the Thunder go the other way. It's Wilkinson, the only man to beat, in tight, and getting taken down hard there. And they're going to call a penalty on Wilkinson, who was just trying to stand his ground as the Tillsonburg forward was upended. For the second time, a member of the Thunder have been upended and sent into the post. But it is going to be a 2-minute penalty for, I believe, tripping was the call. So we're seeing a lot of penalties, not more so in the sense of some roughhousing, just a lot of stick infractions. It seems to be power play after power play, as now it'll be Tillsonburg's turn almost immediately after the penalty ended to Brzezinski. It's Knotts. Knotts with a shot. That one, juicy rebound. McQueen bats it down. Pat sends it back up, and it's Knotts. Sending it down for Roberts. Roberts back up to Knotts. Knotts with the shot. That one gloved by Luchko through the screen, and he'll get the stoppage, and the faceoff going to come to his left. That patience you were talking about, Jerry, is on display right now with Knotts at the top of that power play. As the faceoff's won by Volpe, Rotatory unable to get it out, keeping it in was Whalen as McQueen. Whalen back for McQueen, shooting! That one deflected in Ellison, and it falls out, and Volpe's able to clear the zone. McQueen will take it back as both teams get some changes going, as McQueen now has some speed. Now it's Knotts, dangling through. That one deflected and up high and out of play. But another good chance, as the clock operator needs to stop the clock, as we're still counting down. 12:40 is when we had the stoppage, as it's seen on our brand new Rogers TV score bug. But they'll just have to correct the clock in here inside the ballroom, and we'll get underway. Don't worry, at home, we always have the right information. The referee having a discussion with the timekeeper. If they just gave us a call, Jerry, they would know how much time's left on the clock. So they're going to reset the clock, we assume, to 12:40, which is the time that we have. Nope, they're just going to keep it at 12:26, and we're going to go from there.
Oh, they just haven't started it.
Yeah, no, they're holding the clock. That I haven't seen. But now it does start up again. And instead of watching the clock, I will watch this hockey game, as now it's Abraham. His shot, that one was loose. Referee blew the whistle as he couldn't see it on the far side. Immediately indicates to every Tillsonburg player, that's my bad. But the stoppage happened nonetheless, and the faceoff will come in the Orangeville end. So 29 seconds with no clock pause left on the penalty. to Wilkinson as the shot on. That one's stopped by Luchko. Had to hurry back to that post on the near side. As down low, the Thunder are working, and now that's up top. That one blocked in front by his own man in Tapsel, and we're going to have a delayed penalty. And that penalty is going to be called on the Blitz as the extra attacker coming on with Raymond heading to the bench. But we're also back to even strength hockey. But it's going to be 5-on-4 in just a moment's time as Forsland looking for an option. That was in front, and Wilkinson's going to touch up. And we'll see who the penalty goes to. It's going to be a hooking penalty on David Volpe. Might have been in that mess in front of the net after the deflected shot. So about 5 seconds after the conclusion of their last penalty kill, the Blitz will start right back up again as the top unit comes back on for the Thunder as McQueen directs traffic from the top. It's Knotts trying to find it across. Knotts still with it. Now one with a good stick by Ellison as Roberts battling along the wall with Ellison has to curl back down as Geldart works it back up to Roberts, back to Geldart. Roberts, McQueen shooting! Steered aside as that one sent out of the zone and chasing after it as that was a strong stick by Martel. It took down 2 Thunder players. As McQueen will go with some speed, free to enter. As he finds a nice pass across there for Roberts, working inside. That one blocked in front by Norris. It's Knotts who keeps it in. Almost got upended. It's McQueen looking for that cross-ice pass, shooting, and another save by Luchko. And that one slapped out to the other end of the rink by Norris, and working back the other way. Bad change, but an offside on the line change as Kane Geldart wasn't able to get off the ice. Boy, a risky change by the Blitz. They were saved by the linesman on that one as McQueen had a 2-on-0. This could be a 3-2 hockey game, but the offside will take it outside with 50 seconds left to go on the penalty to Volpe. Working in Abraham. In front, that was a big shot that went just wide as Tapsel has it at the top, trying to find it inside. Abraham shooting, that one tipped, Tapsel in front, scores! So some bad bounces there as that shot from the point by Abraham actually hits Curtis Christo, and he's
struggling off the ice.
He's keeled over.
Yeah.
But he's going to get an assist on that one as it bounces to the other side of the net. Just a play that Luchko had no chance at as an awkward hop sends it to the other side. But boy, Christo is in some pain right now. So 3-2 now as McQueen advances it. And McQueen will send it back up to the point. That one just off of the stick of Pulchina and a big hit down low. Pulchina working on the left wing. He fans on a shot. And now coming down for it is Diaz, who's going to be hit on the boards by Brzezinski. Brzezinski advancing it. Long lead pass, trying to get it to McQueen. That one hitting no one, but McQueen will try to take a shot, and that one's tipped up and out of play. No icing on the play there. Faceoff's going to come inside the Orangeville end. So we're more than halfway through this contest, as Tillsonburg just took the lead as Andrew Tapsel gets his second of the game. Martel able to clear. Miller working along the boards against Geldart, and Rotatore will work it across to Noskov. Geldart back. Tipped up nicely. Now here comes Tapsel going the other way. Tapsel shooting that low one. Steered out of play by Luchko. So Tillsonburg starting to show a little bit more now what makes them the top team in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League.
Their patience is paying off, and they're making some great plays in front of the net.
You can see from that power play, it's all about puck movement on this team, as that's Kane Geldart in close. Big save, Luchko. Ferreche able to get it out. Retreating for it is Anthony Geldart. Knotts working up the ice. Lost it, and Rowe will go back the other way. He'll send it in. That one just out of reach, and Geldart directs it towards Tapsel. That one sent up in the neutral zone, trying to lay a hit there. And coming the other way, Ferreche. That one through the legs of Kane Geldart, but Roberts going the other way, and now it's Tapsel. Tapsel with it, finding Geldart. Geldart across! Not able to get through, as a nice defensive play there by Nathan Rowe. That shot was deflected and sent aside, as Ferreche will have to use some speed here, but it's kept in by Abraham. Tapsel in front. That one's still in front, loose. Ferreche, it's in his skates. And now he's working up the left wing to try and get it out. He does. It's sent all the way down the ice, but they're going to say a deflection off the stick of Andrew Whalen, so no icing. And the Thunder will work down the ice with some speed. Nice tip on the poke check by Noah Segal at the blue line. McQueen has to regroup, not able to get it by, and the Thunder will have to start over as it's dumped in by Forsland. It's Segal behind his net. That one sent out by Diaz, but kept in by Forsland. It's McQueen with it down low, looking for an option. Sauces it in the middle. Not able to get a shot from it, as Norris has it behind the net. Sent it to the side, and it's taken out by Furchat, and now going the other way. Here comes Diaz. He'll just have to shoot, but Segal's going to pick it up. And now it's thrown in front. Pulchina not able to get a stick on it, as McQueen will go off for a change, so Noskov will have some time with it. Segal, that one out of reach, but he uses his knees to keep that one from going behind him, and Segal flips it forwards towards Volpe, takes a swipe at it, but he still comes up with it. And Volpe advancing it quickly. Here comes Martel! And kicking off the post there was the goaltender, Jesse Raymond, as Martel tried to work it towards his backhand. Just was never able to take control of the bouncing puck, and the faceoff will come in the Tillsonburg end. Faceoff won by the Thunder, and Brzezinski sends it up for Wiacek. Noskov stops it at the blue line. Miller coming back heavy for it, and he gets hit on the boards by Van Bezian. And Van Bezian falling forward as Wiacek has a man on the other side. Didn't see him, though, as Miller goes the other way now. He's got some space. Chose to go for the pass instead. Martel battling with some bodies. Goes down, but it's Miller. He shoots it, and it's stopped by Raymond. So Orangeville trying to claw back. Tillsonburg's been very strong on their entries into their own end. Very strong play by Tillsonburg, as we have a bit of a false start on the faceoff. So we'll try again, this time with a new center, as Mikkel wins the draw and gets it in front. That one unable to get there for Pulchina, as Noskov shot off the blocker of Raymond. That one trying to break out. It's kept in. Pulchina, nice little move almost got it by as he's battling along the boards with Wiacek, and it's Knotts with it now, looking to advance it. Fans on it as Rowe lays a hit on him. That one sent right back to the goalie Raymond, and it's taken back. Big hit by Rowe, finishing his check. Coming the other way, Christo just sends it in, and he'll head off for a change as Pulchina will look to take it the other way, and he'll just flip it up. That one taken by Forsland, who works it over to Abraham. It's Tapsel. Advances it nicely, and that's a goal! Braden Roberts takes the nice lead feed from Tapsel, roofs it over Luchko's glove side, and Tillsonburg takes a 2-goal lead. For Roberts, that's his 3rd goal of the season, as this line of Tapsel, Geldart, and Roberts has been getting the job done. Segal dumps that one in, and it's steered into the corner as a big hit along the boards by Forsland. Kept in, though, by Diaz, but now the Thunder go the other way. That one blocked in the neutral zone as Ellison battling there. And Tapsel right back in the offensive end. Tapsel shot, that one deflected as Ellison had some trouble getting it on the side. It was in the feet of Diaz, as there's Geldart, who just wasn't able to get control after the deke. Drops it off for McQueen. McQueen tried to get it to the middle for Geldart, but nice job by Sean Diaz using his feet to stop that one as McQueen advancing it. McQueen, that one deflected and sent wide. McQueen has an open man in the middle. That's Whalen. That shot goes wide, and it's sent out by Martel. Taken back by Sclater. Rotatore picks it off and goes the other way for the Blitz, working his way up the middle, shooting, and that one right into the chest of Raymond. And with 3:15 left to go in the second period, Orangeville will have a face-off in the offensive end. So we've mentioned his name quite a bit today, and he lines up for the draw for Tillsonburg. Jamie McQueen. He's been all over. Played university hockey with the Bemidji State Beavers. Actually went to the Frozen Four back in the 2005 season. And then went on to play professionally in Germany, making his way all the way to the top German league in the DEL. That pass was picked off, as now it's the aforementioned McQueen with it. And that was Whalen trying to work the puck for an opportunity, as Miller will take it back down. And Miller will have to chip it here past McQueen. And working it to him nicely, and now we've got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Miller's got Volpe on the off wing. He's choosing to look him off. The shot was stopped by Raymond. Now going the other way, here come the Thunder. Dropped off. Whalen, saved by Luchko. Up top for Knotts. Back down to Whalen. Whalen slap shot. That one saved by Luchko. Taking a swipe at it there was Christo. Christo back up top for Geldart. Geldart shot, that one made it through, steered aside by Luchko, and that one batted up and out of the Orangeville end. Less than 2 minutes left to go here in the middle frame. That one sent all the way in, icing waved off. As Luchko sends it to the other side, it's in the feet of Pulchina as a big hit laid on. And that's going to be an interference penalty for the Blitz, as it seemed kind of like a 50-50 puck.
Zach, Orangeville's taken too many penalties. I'd say that's the first kind of
bad penalty, if you have to categorize them as good and bad.
Yeah, I suppose you're right on that one.
It hasn't been really a energy or a sportsmanship kind of issue.
Right.
They're all hockey plays. Face-off one on the power play by the Thunder as McQueen takes it back down for Geldart. And Geldart hit along the boards by Volpe as Whalen finding McQueen onto the side there, fanning on the shot. And Knotts, Geldart into McQueen, tips it and saved by Luchko. Knotts keeping it in. Nice move at the blue line, across for McQueen. That one over the net. Volpe tipping it out. And a lot of good opportunities as Roberts fanned on one right in the slot. That's probably the best opportunity we've seen from this power play. Geldart. Knotts' shot. That one tipped at the net. Never got to Luchko as it's hit to the side, but McQueen will pick it up. And they'll take their time here with 47 left to go in the period. Down low, this is Roberts. Patiently finds Knotts. Knotts' shot, that one right into the pads. As now Rotatore gets into it after the whistle with Braden Roberts. Roberts was knocked over by Rotatore, and after the whistle started walking towards the Blitz defenseman, and he wasn't going to have any of it. So Rotatore is actually going to go to the box on an additional roughing penalty. And they're also going to take, my mistake, McQueen was just going over to check the situation. And so Rotatore, he's just going to head straight to the room with 34 seconds left. So it's 2 minutes on the roughing penalty and 5 on 3. And now, Jerry, you might need to help me out because now I'm starting to get confused. There's 4 Blitz players on the ice, but we have 2 penalties right now on said Blitz. Unless there was no call, which now they've taken the Rotatore penalty off of the board. So Rotatore will not be getting a roughing penalty for what just happened with Roberts. It's going to be 5 on 4. The faceoff's going to come outside of the zone, I believe, because the defenseman came down into the scrum.
There you go. I'm glad that could help.
You know, you always need someone to bounce ideas off of. That's Forsland, his shot.
Another great save.
Another save there by Luchko. 20 seconds left to go in the second period. On the other side of the second intermission, the Thunder will have about 21 seconds of power play time to start the third period. But it's been a tale of 2 periods as Tillsonburg has charged its way through. They've scored 3 in the period. They now lead 4-2. A reminder, the last time these 2 teams played, it was a 9-4 victory for Tillsonburg. Is 3 seconds on the clock. Will they get an opportunity? That one tipped away by Pulchina. The buzzer sounds, and that'll end the second period of play. But Jerry, Orangeville had their moments, but ultimately it just comes down to the strong play of Tillsonburg. It's not really, I wouldn't say that Orangeville's playing a particularly bad game right now.
Well, I don't think they are. I think what happened, we saw in the first period that Tillsonburg comes in here maybe underestimating Orangeville a little bit due to their history. Orangeville steps up. It takes a quick lead, 2 goals, and Tilson realized that we underestimated them. We got to get back to business.
So we head to the second intermission. We'll be back in just a bit with third period action. But coming up after the break, we caught up with Family Transition Place Director of Development and Community Engagement, Brennan Selecki, to learn all about the organization and learn some very important information heading into this holiday season right here on Rogers, Dufferin, Caledon, Channel 63.
My name is Brennan Selecki. I am the Director of Development and Community Engagement here at Family Transition Place. Family Transition Place is the emergency women's shelter in Orangeville, Ontario. We serve all of Dufferin and North Peel. We have satellite offices in both Bolton and in Shelburne as well. If there's one thing I want people to know, it's that we're so much more than a women's shelter. We really are a multidisciplinary agency that offers counseling support through woman abuse, sexual abuse, our child witness program. We have a 24/7 crisis line that anybody can call at any time, and it will be answered by someone who is working here in this building and get anybody the support that they need. The types of services that we provide at Family Transition Place, first and foremost, is emergency shelter. And that's available to anybody that's experiencing violence or unhealthy relationships, that's also experiencing homelessness. We're funded through the county for homeless support. So as you can imagine, right now, our shelter beds are always full. We have 12 individual units in our shelter. So no one shares a bedroom here, no one shares a unit. They're all individual self-contained units with kitchenettes and bathrooms and a sleeping space, which is really cornerstone to that kind of wraparound service that we provide, because women and their children, and you don't have to have children to come here, you can be a single woman, have a space that is something that they can call their own for the time that they are staying here, whether that's days or weeks, whatever time frame they need. If it's leaving urgently, if it's planning to leave, we provide that safety, support, and hope while they're here. We have counselors that are here. We have a full-time team of counselors that provide wraparound support when women and their kiddos or women single are staying with us through counseling, whether that's addictions counseling. We know substances are used as a way to cope with what women may be going through, whether that's coming out of a violent relationship or their experience of homelessness or precarious housing. We offer women abuse counseling. We offer child witness counseling. So if we have a child that's coming in that has experienced that, they have witnessed violence being used in their home, and helping them process and unpack that. All of our counselors are compassionate and wonderful and lovely, and we provide hundreds of women, children, and men counseling support throughout the year here at Family Transition Place. Our counseling program provides a lot of different counseling services, whether that be someone who has experienced domestic violence themselves, if they've witnessed domestic violence, if they're using substances to cope with an addiction they might have. We also offer crisis counseling, so you could be having a really challenging time. Walk-in crisis is accepted. We have a community shower. If there's somebody in the community that is precariously housed that just needs a shower or they need a hot meal, they can come here for that. Further to our counseling program, we also have our Lotus Center. So our Lotus Center is our sexual violence and counseling program that is located within this building here. It's a partnership with Dufferin Child and Family Services, as well as the Headwaters Hospital, the Headwaters Healthcare Center. And together we provide wraparound services and supports to those that have experienced sexual violence, those that have witnessed sexual violence, those who are supporting families that have had sexual violence. So for example, if you have learned that your friend or your family member or your child has experienced that, we are equipped to provide that support to you through counseling that we offer here at Family Transition Place. We often get asked what is happening here locally. And I think the biggest misconception that people have is that it's not happening here. It is. It is very much happening here. Last year, through our crisis line, so we answer our crisis line 24/7. You're always going to have someone on the other end of the phone. We had 4,768 calls to our crisis line. That's a 23% increase from the year previous. The crisis calls are going up. It's interesting. During the pandemic, we saw a decrease in calls, and we're going, what's going on? Is everyone okay? What's happening? And it's because we had women and their children, or women without children, that were home with their abuser. They couldn't call for support because there was nowhere for them to be during lockdown. So we're now seeing this after effect, or what I'll call the ripple effect of the pandemic, where folks are now seeking the support that they have needed for so many years. One of the things, we're a member, so Family Transition Place is a member of OAITH, which is the Ontario Association of Interval and Transition Houses. And one of the things that OAITH does is they release a femicide list every single month. A femicide list is a list of every woman or woman-identifying person or child that has been killed by a man where the man has been charged in their death. So at the beginning of November, which is Women Abuse Prevention Month, we send out proclamation requests to all of our municipalities. Will you proclaim November as Women Abuse Prevention Month? Will you proclaim November 25th as the International Day to End Violence Against Women? When we sent that out, that femicide list was at 50 people. There were 50 women on that list. That was almost as many as the total of last year had in its entirety. As we sit here today, nearing the end of November, there have been 12 more people added to that list. That list now sits at 62. In recent years, myself, our executive director, our team here, we've not seen this rapid of an increase in crime where there has been this much domestic violence and this much loss of life for women and children at the hands of men. So when we talk about, and people will say, well, but has that happened in Dufferin? We just had 2 women that were killed in Caledon. It is definitely happening here. We know it's happening here from the calls that we're getting on our crisis line. Chances are there is someone in your life who you know who has experienced domestic violence. And when we think about domestic violence, a lot of people at face value think of domestic violence as physical force, or he's hurting her. It goes so much beyond that. It extends to coercive control. There's certainly there is intimate partner violence, but there is verbal aggression. There is financial control. If you're having to ask to spend money, if you're having to ask to go anywhere, those are all different levels and forms of violence that you wouldn't necessarily think. I mean, psychological violence is just as significant, if not more significant, than physical violence in most cases, because that's what we're dealing with on the other side of the house, where people are coming in with, I've got this experience in my relationship where this isn't normal. This doesn't feel right. I think I need some support navigating that. The 3 pillars of Family Transition Place are safety, support, and hope. Certainly we provide safety through our emergency shelter. We have our second stage housing program, which is housing out in the community, where we continue to provide wraparound supports to those women and children that might be staying within that program. So we're providing safety and shelter. Support we're providing through our counseling program. As I mentioned, there's a multitude of different counseling supports that we provide. It ranges on a continuum, whether it's crisis in the moment support or it's longer term support where we have sessions that folks are coming to us for counseling. Hope is the last pillar, and I think that's where I enjoy talking about that the most, because I do see where there is a future where we're eliminating violence against women. I do see there is a future where we are all living in healthy relationships, and that's because of the work that we're doing in schools. We have remarkable youth educators, and we have programming in schools from grade 3 to grade 8, where we run 8-week sessions that talk about healthy relationships. They talk about healthy self-esteem. They talk about what is right, what is not right. They talk about empowerment. And by hearing about what a healthy relationship is usually where someone can identify what a healthy relationship has not been in their family. And it arms kids with the knowledge that we're here, and this is what Family Transition Place exists to support, but it also arms them with the knowledge of, I can do better, and I can be a better friend, and I can be a better sibling, and I can be a better kid, and I can model those behaviors in my life because of what I'm learning. So it's this continuum that if we can really focus on the prevention end of things, then there is hope that we're not going to be seeing those kids either staying in our shelter or needing our counseling support, because we're empowering them with knowledge that they may not be getting elsewhere. So that's a pretty impactful program that we have, and we're very, very lucky that we have been embraced so well by the different school boards here to bring that programming. We've had that program in schools now since 2001, and in that time, it's hundreds of thousands of kids that we have seen. Just last year alone, I think we saw 2,200 kids in the schools, and those kids remember that. Our youth educators will be the first ones that will say, like, I was down at a Mervish production in Toronto and a kid came up to me and said, I've still got this. And it's a little keepsake card about something that one of their classmates have said about them. And it's really special and inspiring, and they carry that with them. And I think we can do really remarkable and wonderful things if we're educating the next generation of young people in our community, which we are a big part of through our youth education program. It takes one call to reach out for help and to connect you with
Welcome
so
back
many
inside the
resources that
ballroom
exist in this.
here at Alder Arena in Orangeville, Ontario. Zachary Freeman, Jerry Gould bringing you the Orangeville Blitz, taking on the Tillsonburg Thunder. It's the start of period number 3, and the Blitz are going to start down a man and down 4-2 in the game as the 21-second penalty carrying over from the second. Today it's been all about Andrew Tapsell for the Tillsonburg Thunder. He's got 2 goals and an assist, leading the charge.
Zach, they got 2 players sitting in the sin bin there for the Blitz.
And we've got 1 player sitting in there. So it might be, you know what it is? We talked about at the end of the second period.
We did.
There was that incident between Rotatory and Braden Roberts in front of the Orangeville net. It seemed like nothing had happened and both players had just gone back to their benches. No penalties or anything were thrown onto the boards. So we'll see if maybe it's a 10-minute misconduct. If maybe the refs are getting a little bit tired as the faceoff's won by the Thunder as Thompson in front quickly, and that one is a goal. Gosh, Jerry, give me a couple seconds just to get settled here.
Nobody saw that one coming.
As in front, Jamie McQueen sneaks it through the 5-hole. That's McQueen's 9th of the season. As we mentioned, McQueen, a seasoned pro, playing professionally in the DEL in Germany, also spent some time in the AHL as well. And it's 5-2 now. It's Sheldon Thompson. As now we're back to even strength. McQueen drops it off, and that one taken away as Martel gets it up to Miller, coming through. Miller's shot, that one goes wide in front though and scores!
That's a quick answer.
A very quick answer, just 14 seconds needed. As David Volpe puts one in for the Blitz. Bit of an awkward play. Miller's shot going wide and takes a fun little hop off the backboard, slides right past the goaltender Raymond, and Volpe simply just had to not miss the net on that one, as he just saw a wide open cage. And so what we thought was a 3-goal hockey game, 24 seconds in, is now just a 2-goal hockey game. It's dumped in by Thunder as Luchko goes back for it. Wilkinson hits it off of Luchko and then takes a big hit from Josh Van Bessian. Noskov dumps it in. He'll chase after it himself, battling on Abraham. Abraham getting a stick in there. It's Ellison down low. Ellison working in front. Coming across was Meikle. He just wasn't quick enough, and that one sent all the way down the length of the ice back into the Orangeville end, and Wilkinson will collect, but it's a little too hot to handle, and Rowe will have to retreat for it. Gets it past the stick of Christo, kept in by Forsland, and Meikle will try to get it out, and Forsland will be hit along the wall by Meikle. Wilkinson advancing it to Rowe, trying to get it out of the end, just out of reach of Ellison, and Wilkinson has it again. Meikle trying to advance it to Rowe, but sends it down the ice. Icing waved off, and Andrew Tapsell starts the breakout as it's tipped in by Forsland. And Norris Gets hit hard along the boards, and that one was right into the numbers. And that's going to be a penalty on the Thunder as the extra attackers on. Furchat's shot was saved. But at the top, that's Norris. Deflected. Furchat, another opportunity. And that one's going to be called a touch, as it's going to be called for roughing, as it'll be Jamie Forsland taking a trip to the penalty box for the rough. He was battling Mike Norris on the boards. It kind of looked like he sent his head into the boards. But everyone appears to be okay. 2 minutes will get thrown on the clock, and Orangeville will have a chance to bring it within one. It'll be Volpe, Miller, Martel, Segal, and Wilkinson for the Blitz, as Sheldon Thompson gets a false start there. And Miller will battle with Abraham, but Thompson gets it and sends it down the length of the ice. Going after it hard is Whalen, takes a clapper. That one misses wide, and Volpe could go the other way, but that one bounces over his stick, and Thompson will take it. Sending it back over to Abraham, who will flick it down, and the Blitz will start the breakout with Wilkinson sending it over to Miller, who will start to take it up for the Blitz. Martel shooting it in. That one taking a deflection over to Segal. It was in front to no one, and Thompson will go the other way. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Whalen with him. Thompson shooting. That one goes high, and Miller can go the other way as that one's tipped out of reach. It's Thompson over to Whalen. That one's still loose. And going for the wraparound was Thompson. Back out to Knotts. That one's saved by Luchko. Wilkinson, that one in on his hands, no call. Luchko has no choice but to freeze it. But a bit of miscommunication by the Blitz trying to break out of their own end. They're getting hemmed in. And with 51 seconds left in this power play, things not looking too bright for the Orangeville squad. Noskov takes it behind his net. Looking for an option. And Mikko will send it in. Taken by the goaltender Raymond. Knotts, good patience there. Works it over to Tapsel, who rings it around to the other side, and that one's going to be sent all the way down by Geldart. Orangeville with one last rush here with 15 seconds left to go on the power play, and Mikko, not a good pass with his foot there, and it gets sent all the way back down, and Noskov will have to regroup. Beats the first man. As Forsland returns to the ice, it's Pulchina battling with Geldart, and Abraham's going to take the turnover and go the other way. He's got Tapsel. Nice pickoff there, though, by Noskov. As Pulchina will play it into the open ice there, as Noskov will be able to advance it forward. It's Rowe. Pulchina doing a good job staying on side as Rowe drops it off. It's kept in by Rotatore. Nice move at the blue line shot. That one tipped out of play by Geldart, and the faceoff will come inside the Tillsonburg end. So the faceoff coming, and now it's going with the other end with some speed. This is Josh Van Bezian, and he gets cross-checked, and that's going to be a penalty on Rotatore. And Rotatore has been in the box more often than not today. That one not the smartest of penalties. And you can see he's saying something, but ultimately 2 hands on the stick right to the back, right in front of the official. That one's going to get called every time.
Yeah, the Blitz, their frustration is mounting. I think we're in for a pretty rough third period.
You say that, Jerry, but it's also still a 2-goal hockey game. They can't be getting dumb at this point. It's a little early for that. as McQueen will lead the power play unit once again as Geldart sends it back to McQueen. His shot deflected behind the net, trying to battle it in front. It's loose, and now Volpe will have some space to go the other way. Volpe trying to send a lead pass for Miller. That one batted down by Knotts, who will go the other way. Knotts flying down the wing. He'll circle the net, throwing it in front. That was right there for Whalen. Just wasn't able to get enough wood on it. And it's Geldart trying to sauce it across. It was deflected by Volpe, and Miller will send it all the way down, and that one hits. That one, I thought, hit the tip of the glass.
Sounded like it did.
But it might have hit the tip of the glass on the penalty boxes, not actually in play. We'll see what the referees decide, but it seems like Joshua Miller is going into the sin bin for the puck going straight over the glass. So it will be 5-on-3 for 1:10 as Miller joins Rotatore in the box. So it'll be Braden Roberts to take the draw. He's got Whalen, Geldart, Knotts, and McQueen with him. And the faceoff's won, and it's back to McQueen, who sends it across to Knotts. Coming in, shooting, scoring! Well, it was only a matter of time before Chris Knotts put one in. He's been so patient from that spot at the point all game long. Worked to his right and just threw it to the left post, banking it off and in. And it's 6-3 for Tillsonburg. And that one just about 10 seconds into the 5-on-3, so there's still going to be about 1:50 left in the penalty to Miller. We've had a couple issues with the clock tonight, as the clock did not start on the last puck drop. So they're going to hold it for about 5 seconds, it seems. As it's McQueen. Over to Knotts. Whalen back up to Knotts, working his way in, trying to dangle through, and now going the other way. Here he goes, all alone against the goalie, Derek Meikle. Here he comes. Big save by Raymond. Another save by Raymond as Norris tried to direct the second chance opportunity towards the net.
What a great opportunity. Wow.
McQueen getting it across to Whalen. Back over to McQueen. McQueen battling. And that's Thompson battling against Noskov. Up top, that's Forsland, drops it off for McQueen. Thompson. McQueen. Back to the far side. What a feed there by Jamie McQueen, but missing the net was Curtis Christo. And Sheldon Thompson's going to get a good chance here off the change, but he'll have to regroup. Good back check by Noah Segal. As that one out of reach of Abraham, who will have to retreat back for it. About 25 seconds left to go in the penalty to Miller. Thompson enters. Trying to find Tapsel. That one stopped by Wilkinson. And trying to get it out there was Martel, but it's now sent the length of the ice by Wilkinson. Abraham dumping it down. Wilkinson will get it as we return to even strength. Christo finding Abraham, looking across. Nice play to bat it down by Diaz, and Diaz will have some open ice here, and he'll have a man in Miller with him as well. That one stomped, though, by the good stick of Jamie Forsland. Thompson Trying to get through Wilkinson, looking for an option, drops it off. That's Wiacek. Now for Sclater. Hit into the boards by Wilkinson. Pulchina. Getting it across for Segal. Segal drops it off for Furchat. Furchat hit hard by Josh Van Bezian. It's McQueen. Sauces it to Van Bezian, who gets a shot. That one goes wide. Kept in at the line. It's over to McQueen, who spins around. Nice defensive play by Ellison there, who's still trying to go after McQueen, but he gets him. McQueen's shot. That one goes just a little high as Brzezinski keeps it into the side of the net. Now it's behind the net and upended behind the net. No penalty, as Segal even was a little surprised by that. He let up on the skates. No one looking too upset though. And Ellison takes a dive in the middle of the ice as Luchko battling out for it. That one bouncing up and off to the side, but it's kept in by McQueen with a free shot. Chooses to pass to Knotts instead. And Knotts will send it down to Wiacek. Trying to hit him along the boards was Volpe, who went down, and McQueen over to Knotts. One-timer, saved by Luchko.
Oh, boy.
Just a defensive play on the side, and they're going to get him on that slash. Jerry, a very interesting situation, as we could have had a hold, we could have had an interference, and maybe the most ticky-tacky of the three that just happened is the one that gets the penalty.
Yeah, no kidding. It was a clear hold. It really was.
It made you audibly gasp.
Yeah.
So 10:29 left to go. Tillsonburg returns to the power play. That top unit returns. It's McQueen. Knotts is actually replaced at the blue line by Anthony Geldert, as Kane Geldert works it to Anthony, who takes a shot. That one gloved by Luchko for the stoppage. So this Orangeville team going to have to get something going quickly if they want to pick up their second victory of the season and avoid extending this win streak to 6 games. Geldert keeps it in. It's Whalen down low. Sauces it across for McQueen. The slap shot, that one blocked. Rowe tried to get it in front. Jabbing at it was Geldart. But no extracurriculars will come from this stoppage, and we'll have a face-off once again in the Blitz end. .121 left to go in the Orangeville penalty. That one sent the length of the ice and cleared. Raymond able to get a good hold of it, and setting up the breakout will be Justin Abraham, who drops it off as Cristo will go the other way. Gets past Pulchina, working with some speed. That shot just goes wide, and Tapsel recovers the rebound. Still keeps it along. He's so strong, and he still has the puck. Works it up top. Forsland, Abraham, shot tipped, and it's off to the side. Tapsel with a chance at the hat trick. Saved by Luchko. It's Thompson. Looking for an option. Sends it back to Abraham, who returns it. Up top, a bouncing puck secured by Abraham, and now it's Forsland. Over to Thompson. That shot in the blocker. Jabbing at it was Tapsel. Luchko able to get the pad down. Tapsel shooting. That one blocked. Thompson working it up top, but Pulchina able to get it and gets it down the ice, and Orangeville will be able to change. Seven seconds left in the Orangeville penalty, as Forsland works his way in, tied up by Martel, and it's McQueen And fresh on the ice is Rowe as Mikkel's with him. It's Mikkel with it, trying to advance it to Rowe. Good stick by Forsland, and that's going to be a hit by Forsland, and Mikkel wasn't too pleased, but a penalty is going to be called on Tillsonburg. It looked like Mikkel was about to go after him for a second, but Mikkel, being the smarter individual, accepting the 2-minute power play. So with 8:11 left to go in the third period, it's not too late, and with a power play, the Blitz have a chance to make this a tighter game. And a timeout's going to be called by Murray Latham and the Orangeville Blitz. As this power play, the importance of it just keeps growing with every second that elapses off the clock.
We have interesting dynamics with the Tillsonburg crowd that follow their team here. They're just not happy with many of the calls from the ref, and they're very verbal about it.
Like every good fan should be.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, no, a good following today from Tillsonburg. You know, you and I had a chat with the owner in the intermission, and they've built a very good program for themselves. Obviously, the esteem is there, and like he told us, you know, you make the finals 2 straight years, you're not a happy guy. You got a sour taste in your mouth.
Well, also, you know, we have a new team here in Orangeville, and that gentleman shared with us that it took him 16 years to get to where he is. So we're building, and the future could be very bright for Orangeville.
So as we get reset, it's the Orangeville Blitz going on the power play. Volpe with Martel and Miller. Wilkinson and Norris on the back end as Wilkinson shot. That one goes wide. Missed intentionally, I think. And a good play there by Norris to get the shot, but Murray Latham drew something up, and I think it was just performed to perfection, other than the fact that it's still 6-3.
Yeah. Let's try it again.
Draws one by Orangeville. Norris works it down for Volpe. And it's Wilkinson on the right point. Miller. Wilkinson shooting. That one just over the net. And once again on the back. I think any hockey game you'd ever go to, you'd see guys start hammering at the back of the net, trying to pop it up.
You would think.
This is the only hockey game I've seen ever where everyone's just like, look, it's behind the net. Stop the play. But a chance to regroup. But the faceoff's won by Tillsonburg, and they're going to take their time and then send it all the way down, with Tapsel giving an extra little tip to that. And Mike Norris will regroup. Advancing it to Martel. Works his way in. And Tapsel takes it away and is able to clear it all the way down. Norris trying to get it across. That one taken away by McQueen. That one saved by Luchko. It's Miller. Drops it off for Wilkinson, who will start the breakout for Orangeville. Norris sends it down, and he'll go off for a change. And that one sent and off the rear end of his teammate, Braden Roberts. But here comes McQueen. Nice move. And he gets between two guys. Still has a chance to put it in. Good save there by Luchko. Noskov loses it, but Volpe acquires it. Volpe was looking for Noskov. Miller gets it. Back to Volpe. Volpe's shot. That one tipped wide, and Miller will collect it. Noskov over to Segal. Volpe, cross ice! Miller missing the net.
Oh.
And McQueen will get it. It's even strength, and out of the box, it's Forsland. He's going 1-on-2. He's just going to throw a shot on. That one goes high and is behind the net as Segal working against Forsland. Forsland takes it away. Segal gets his stick right into the hands of Forsland. No call on the play. It's been an interesting one, Jerry.
It sure has, and that was a great glove save.
So 5:52 left to go. It's a 3-goal game. Behind the net, Rotatore. Nice backhand sauce to Pulchina. It's Rowe in the middle. He fans on it, but it's Pulchina! Scores!
That was a great goal.
Daniel Pulchina. He's going to have to thank Nathan Rowe for fanning on the shot because he just put a prayer onto the stick, or a blessing, I should say, onto the stick of Pulchina, who roofs it right over top Raymond. And with 5:34 left to go, it's a 2-goal hockey game. So now let's look out at the Orangeville net to see just when Murray Latham pulls the trigger for Luchko, as Pulchina in again, tried to get it to Rowe, and that one just over his stick. It's sent back and out of the zone, and that one taken away by Whalen, working in, mini 2-on-1, works it across right there for Thompson, scores!
Another, he roofed it. It's like they just, unbelievable. What an answer there. Identical goal.
What a display of strength by Sheldon Thompson. Takes the pass from Whalen, had bodies on him, and just used the strength leaning on his backhand side. Sends it straight up and in to bring it back to a 3-goal game. Just 19 seconds after the goal by Pulchina. And we've had 2 of those this game.
Yeah.
That one should have been taken away by Ellison, but McQueen will go the other way. It's Whalen looking for McQueen. It's away from him, but Thompson will pick it up, back down for McQueen, and Segal will hit him down low. Furchad advancing it forward, now in a foot race. He's got it along the end boards, leaves it behind the net, coming in for it, Norris. Trying to keep it in, and does. That's Diaz shooting, that one just wide. Ellison in front. That one was there for Norris, but it hopped right over his stick. Trying to keep it in, Segal, and does keep it in is Ellison. And that's Thompson trying to advance it the other way. Ellison will send it back. And advancing it quickly there for McQueen, and he tips it down, and taking a swipe at it and missing was Wilkinson. And Volpe will pick it up behind the Orangeville net. He'll try to get it out, but it's kept in by Abraham, who in the middle was looking for Whalen, tried to tip it down, and Noskov was guarding him there, and it's sent back down below the net, and Wilkinson pokes it aside, and Noskov will pick it up and drop it down for Wilkinson, who just bangs it off the glass. But nice job by Van Bezian to go up for it. That one across the crease in front. That was Christo with a chance. As Forsland tried to get something on net, it went wide, rung around, out of the zone. It's Miller going the other way. He flicks it in. Volpe will charge in the zone. And Miller to the front. That one was tipped by Martel. And going the other way now, Abraham advancing it quickly. Wiacek tried to get it to Van Bezian, but it was just too hard of a pass. Skipped over the stick. It's Joshua Miller. And Miller away. That's Geldard. Gets it over to Tapsel. Tapsel driving on the right wing, using that size. Looking for a pass. Finds in front. That was Roberts. Couldn't get a shot off as it's Geldard with it down low, and it's taken away by Norris. It's Mikkel. Trying to make a quick move using his skates. And sending it back in was Diaz, who will go and chase after it. Brzezinski, as we're have less than 2 minutes remaining in this contest. As Pulcina will take it out of the zone. Orangeville's going to fall to 1-13 on the season. And advancing to 10-2 will be the Tillsonburg Thunder. Tillsonburg's next game is going to be next Saturday, where they're going to be on the road once again, taking on the Delhi Flames, as Furchat's shot just goes wide there. With the Orangeville Blitz's game also coming next Saturday, where they will be at home against the Tilbury Bluebirds. McQueen, as we head towards the last minute of play, will advance it into the Orangeville end, and now sending it the other way now is Volpe. It's Thompson, who just lost one of the helmet his stickers off his helmet, as Wilkinson sends it around. And it's Knotts. Since his goal, we haven't really seen much of Chris Knotts in this third period. Maybe something bothering him, but he's on the ice, he's okay. And he's had himself one heck of a game today. As trying to line up the hit there was Thompson on Wilkinson. Was able to succeed as we head to the last 20 seconds. As Thompson comes in, and he'll just move the puck around. It's McQueen. He'll try to get one last goal for good measure, as it's no good. And with 6 seconds left, it looks like they're just going to hold on, as Knotts will pass it down into the corner, and that'll just about do it. As the Tillsonburg Thunder keep the good times rolling, as Sheldon Thompson has something to say to the Orangeville Blitz after the conclusion of the game. A 7-4 victory for the Thunder, who advanced to 10-2, remain atop the Washel standings. And if there's anyone we got to point out from this game, it's got to be the big man, Andrew Tapsell.
Yeah, he did a great job.
So as pleasantries are exchanged after a well-fought hockey game, we wrap up our live game portion, but we will have a bit of post-game coverage for you coming up after the break, so please stick with us on Rogers Dufferin Caledon, Channel 63.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
We were born in Canada. We spoke English. On the streets, we weren't welcome. But on the field, we were the Asahi, Vancouver's champions. Everyone cheered for us. Our people had a voice. Then Canada declared war on Japan. They took us from our homes, called us enemies, forced us into camps. But we brought the game with us. Baseball helped get us through the internment.
The Vancouver Asahi were among the 22,000 Japanese Canadians interned during the Second World War. The team never played another game.
I'm Tina Avery, inviting you to tune in weekly to Dufferin Life, a fun, entertaining lifestyle show highlighting local organizations, people, and events in your community. Dufferin Life, your source for timely local information from across Dufferin County, right here on Rogers TV.
I'm Nicole Martin, the proud ambassador for the Comfort Bear program. Comfort Bears provide these cuddly bears to local children who are terminally ill, facing trauma, or battling a serious illness. Every $20 donation will place a Comfort Bear into the loving arms of a child involved in our program. It is our hope to distribute 1,000 bears in 2022. Please join us and provide comfort to kids in their time of need.
Welcome back inside the ballroom here at Alder Arena in Orangeville, Ontario. Once again, Zachary Friedman, Jerry Gould with you, bringing you some post-game coverage after the Tillsonburg Thunder came into the ballroom tonight and handled business, winning 7-4. But it looked like Orangeville had a glimmer of hope in the early going.
Yeah, they two quick goals. I think Tillsonburg came in underestimating Orangeville a little bit. And I think they got their groove into the second period, and we saw a big blowout for, one of the top teams, or the top team in the league.
Many question marks before the game with this new Orangeville squad with several new members of the roster that we have yet to see. How do you think the team performed overall?
Overall, I think they did pretty good. The veterans, they stepped up and they carried the game. We had some great goaltending. Honestly, there were some amazing saves. But the new guys, we're not really that familiar with them, but they deserve to be here, and I think they did a great job. Well,
Daniel Puccina gets a goal today for Orangeville, but ultimately it came down to the penalty troubles. They were just in the box too much, and you can't be on the PK too much against this talented Tillsonburg team that was just able to carve their way through the Orangeville defense.
They seem to, and like you said, the penalty boxes just seem to be full all the time. There was always someone in there, and some of the penalties were just silly penalties. They just were, and but near the end, I think that's what ultimately caused their demise tonight.
Andrew Tapsell with 2 goals and a couple assists, as well as a multi-point effort, helps his Tillsonburg Thunder take the victory. They take on the Delhi Flames next week. However, our next broadcast on Rogers TV for Blitz Hockey will be against those same Delhi Flames as we bring you action once again from here, the ballroom at Alder Arena on January 13th. Puck drop will be at 8 o'clock, but our pregame coverage will be starting same time, 7:30. So once again, for our producer, Pat Quigley, I'm Zachary Friedman alongside Jerry Gould. Thank you for tuning in for this another edition of Blitz Hockey, and for everyone at Rogers Dufferin Caledon Channel 63, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your night.
See you next year.